Hey everyone, Blockchain Bernie here with my latest episode. And this one is about the different types of crypto that are out there. And you need to understand that there are so many different cryptos out there. There are pure coins, there are public SCPs, there are pure dApps, and there are jackbats. And if you don't know what jackbats are, I recommend you watch this video to the end, because these are those animals that you want to watch out for. If you look at some token and you see it listed on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and you want to know whether it will be a candidate for you to invest in or stuff like that, you want to know what category it is. And especially, you want to know, is this thing a jackbat, right? So please watch that video to the end. If you like content like this, give me that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And make sure to subscribe also to not miss any other content that might be coming out here. So let's dive right into it. We have these four things here: the pure coins, the public SCPs, the full dApps, and the jackbats. All right. So the pure coins are definitely a good idea, right? So that means pure coins are things like Bitcoin, are things like Litecoin, like Dogecoin, right? Those are pure coins. They live on a public blockchain. You can buy these coins. You can sell these coins if they are listed on some exchange. And, that's great stuff. But these don't offer any programmability, right? Those are just pure coins, right? So it's all about currency, payment. And, this, to me personally, with most people, when they hear blockchain or crypto, they think about currency, and that's it. Because, Bitcoin came out in 2008, and like 99% of the population is just, doesn't live in this space enough to figure out that there's more than just currencies out there, right? There is those public SCPs, and look at the public SCPs here, right? That stands for Public Smart Contract Platform, right? And a public smart contract platform, those are things like Ethereum, those are things like Avalanche, like Solana, like Optimism, like Loopring, like Polygon. Those are all these different things that are public smart contract platforms. And what does smart contract platform actually mean? It means it's a public blockchain, just like these pure coins, but it now has programmability. And that means we can run code on a blockchain. So normally, code just needs one computer. It could be a client computer like your Windows laptop that you have at home, or it could be a server run in a data center. And all these Web 2 apps that you use today, they all run on servers that are owned by Amazon, by Google, or, and normally you don't know that. You just open your browser and you go to some website like twitter.com or x.com, and boom, you get your content, right? But that content lives on servers that are owned by x.com in this example, right? And if you use other websites like airbnb.com, most likely their servers will be owned by AWS, Amazon Web Services, or by Google or something like that, right? So traditionally, code has been run on single computers. These computers are controlled by a single entity. And now with Bitcoin back in the day, we were able to do things in a decentralized way. And then with Ethereum, it was pioneered that we can run code in a decentralized way, right? So the code that's running on a blockchain is called smart contracts. Don't ask me why. It's a weird naming convention. But yeah, it's just called smart contracts. It's code that runs on a blockchain. And that means the code is running on hundreds or thousands of computers. They all talk to each other, and they all come to a consensus that when we run this code, it creates this and that output, right? And you can track everything on a public smart contract platform. You can track anything on the public blockchain. That's very different from, Web 2, where everything runs on centralized servers and you only know what's going on that server when you ask for it, and they might give you the information or they might not, right? It's different on a public blockchain. It's public, right? That's why it's called a public smart contract platform. So if you go to CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, only a handful or maybe a few dozen are pure coins. Only a handful are still relevant today, like the Bitcoin, the Litecoin, Dogecoin, and then, that's probably it, right? There might be a few others. Then the public smart contract platforms, they are super, super relevant these days. So if you think of Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon, Optimism, Cardano, all these platforms, those are the things where everything happens. And all the dApps, the full dApps that we have here, they are running on public smart contract platforms. So the public smart contract platforms, it's also important to understand, they are not a business, right? There was maybe a business that created the code, and then they gave the code to a community of validators. The community of validators, they're running that code, and then that is a big machine that can run code. That's why it's called smart contract platform, right? It can run smart contracts, or just think of it like run program code on a blockchain. And it's not a business. It's just something that has been put out there in the world by a business for everyone to use. And you just need to, put a coin in top to run each and every piece of code, right? And since the company that created it owns most of these coins, right? Let's say in the form of Solana, there is, some founding team that has an allocation of Sol. And, when the demand grows for these tokens, then naturally these developing teams will also profit off of it. And that leads us to the next thing, the full dApps, right? Full dApps are the full decentralized apps, and these need the public smart contract platforms, the other category, right? So the public SCPs, we maybe have a dozen or so, maybe 2 dozen, maybe 3 dozen that are somewhat relevant in the world, right? With the dApps, probably we have hundreds of full dApps that are relevant, and most of the DeFi apps that I know are full dApps, right? Like with DeFi, it all started with Uniswap on Ethereum. Those are full dApps. All the DeFi apps that we have on Solana, like Orca and all the others, those are full dApps. These are all full decentralized applications, and they are similar to the public smart contract platforms because they are something that has been put out there. It's a decentralized thing. It's not a centralized organization controlling it. There's often a DAO and things like that, and but there is a whole amount of community ownership there with these full decentralized apps, and they are using the technology offered by the public SCP to keep track, keep accounting of everything on the blockchain, store some stuff on the blockchain. And as of today, you can only store smaller amounts on the blockchain, because if it's like gigabytes or terabytes, it will be super, super expensive. By the way, that's why we're creating Xandeum, where we can store large amounts of data. We have a scalable storage layer there. So those are the full dApps, and the full dApps are really, really fun because you create code on the blockchain that runs on the blockchain. It stores stuff on the blockchain. For example, the node store that we at Xandeum developed to sell our node licenses to help finance our business and build that blockchain. That is a full dApp. It's a full dApp on the Solana blockchain, right? So, and I'm a real techie. So if I see any tokens out there that are being offered for sale or traded at an exchange, I kind of would love it to be a full dApp at least, right? If it's not a pure coin or a public smart contract platform, only few coins are this, few tokens. But then, for every token that I see, I would love it to be a full dApp, because that's the decentralized world that we're all working for in the crypto community. But it turns out, so many of them, right? It's probably like thousands of them, right? They are jackbats. And the jackbats are the ones that you want to look out for. You want to know, are these guys jackbats? And please, please, if you like content like this, I will reveal to you what jackbats are, right? Please give me that like button because it really helps me so much and helps the YouTube algorithm so much. The jackbats are just another centralized business with a token, right? JACB, just another centralized business with a token. Jackbats. So these jackbats they are listing a token. And the token is nothing but a token. It is not something that powers a dApp, right? I would assume that, man, at least that token should power a dApp. But with the jackbats, it doesn't, right? It's just a token, and it's just another centralized business that's controlling this token, right? And they use that token either to, drive some memes or stuff like that with those meme tokens out there. And there are also other jackbats, very popular, that make you do some work for them, right? Like drive through the streets and take photos of the streets to build a competitor to Google Maps, right? Or they make you store data on your hard drives to have, a competitor to like Amazon S3, like a storage facility, right? Data storage facility. Or, there are so many others out there, right? That others make you run servers, right? Like Web 2 server, regular Web 2 servers. You can run WordPress on it and stuff like that. They make you run these servers and they pay you in tokens for it. But they sell your server in hard currency to others. That's the business model of Flux that I'm talking about here, right? The other one with the Google Maps competitor, that was HiveMapper, right? The other one with the storage, the jackbat for storage, is a company called Storj, STORJ, right? They are just another centralized business with a token, right? And most of the time, that business model, and they don't write it front and foremost on their website, right? Don't go to that website and then they say, we're a jackbat. Right? They don't do that, right? You'd have to find out on your own. And that's why there's that principle, always do your own research, right? And this video, of course, is not financial advice in any way. And I'm not bashing any of these jackbats, right? It's a very, very valid business model. But I think we all need to know, well, we are just another centralized business with a token. These jackbats, those are out there. And most of the ones that you find on CoinGecko and on CoinMarketCap and all that, most of them are these jackbats. And these are just, it's all fine, right? But my heart doesn't beat for these guys. And that's simply because I want to push forward decentralization. Our mission at Xandeum is to accelerate the world's transition to a decentralized mode. And that means, giving them smart contract platforms that can not only run code, but can also have a scalable storage layer, right? And I'm so excited to see the market caps of these different coin types here that you see here, right? The pure coins, okay, Bitcoin has the highest market cap still of them all, but then all the others are a little bit lower. The public smart contract platforms, and Xandeum is a public smart contract platform as well. They tend to have the highest market caps, right? We see a few $100 million, we see over $1 billion, we see several $1 billion in many cases, right? The Cardanos, the Solanas of this world, the Polygons, the Avalanches, the Ethereums, all of these, they have the highest market cap, right? And we at Xandeum, by the way, we are building one of these public SCPs, and it has a very, very innovative new feature, which is a scalable storage layer, which is just necessary to run real Web3 dApps. And I call these SetApps, the storage-enabled decentralized apps. That's the future, guys. I'm totally convinced about it, and they will only be possible on Xandeum. And that's why I'm so excited to spend my time building Xandeum and building the Xandeum chain together with you guys, our community that are running our DevNet and running our DevNet nodes and all these type of things. So yeah, and the dApps, the full dApps are usually 1 order of magnitude lower on average by market cap than the public SCPs. So we're building a public SCP. Then there are dApps building on the public SCPs, right? And then there are the jackbats, right? And the jackbats are just different animals. They are just centralized businesses, right? And we'd have to understand that. And they don't drive decentralization in the world, or maybe in a very limited way, but not as much as the full dApps do, not as much as the public SCPs do. All right, so thanks so much for watching, guys. Please give me that like button if you haven't already done so, and subscribe to check our future updates on the development of the Xandeum blockchain. Thanks so much for watching my video, and catch you guys later. Bye.